Hello and welcome to the AfroLeague round 15 at Suzuka. We had lots of rain during qualifying, and here's my fastest lap and some goals and expectations. Bonehead is aiming for a fight with Ewan, and Ewan wants to win, so one of them's going to be disappointed. Boss and Riot Box are both aiming for podiums. I'm aiming for 7th, which is a bit low for me, but I've never been good at the type of corners in Suzuka. Alex is aiming for around 10th or 8th. Mindbed wants top 5, Jack is aiming for a podium, Eggshatter wants 6, and Nathan just wants to finish the race. That's 10 players, so everyone scores points. There's one more player, Adam Gonzalez. He's scoring points for a team, I think, but not as a player in the standings. The rest of my qualifying lap is a bit boring and slow. I was about 7 seconds off the pace to Bonehead, as he was using a dry setup which worked absolutely fine in the rain, whereas I changed mine for more downforce, which didn't help. Skip ahead if you want to jump to the start of the race. On to the start. I'm starting in 9th position with 2 Ferraris ahead of me. Got Riot Box behind. Aiming for a cautious first lap as usual. Nathan gets away slowly, he's a tiny bit of curse to get alongside. Riot Box dies in, gives me a little tap, and Mindbed gets spun sideways after a maybe lag tap from Jack, who didn't quite give him enough room. So I'm up into 6th position. Taking it easy through these corners, keeping the power low, not turning too hard, not wanting to stress the car. And Boss makes a move on Bonehead, both of them end up in the gravel. So I'm up into 4th position, just behind Alex, and I don't want to brake too late and bump into him, so I go cautiously. I want to see where the pace is before I try and overtake. And speeding up the video a bit, as Alex builds a gap ahead slightly. So I'm expecting Riot Box, Bonehead and Boss to try and regain some ground that they've lost. Alex gets it a bit wrong, goes a bit slowly. I catch up to him, but there's not really a way around. Using up the rest of my curves along the straight. Trying to get a bit of slipstream. Alex seems to have the faster car in a straight line, or he's got more curves available. Taking the corners properly, not everyone was. Speeding up the video again for lap 2, and Alex is building a small gap ahead. I've got Riot Box behind, closing in on me. Riot Box is still a little bit behind, and he's going to make a long dive on me into the braking zone. So I turn in late, go low on the power, brake hard, and give him enough room, and expect him to give the position back, but he doesn't. So I talked to him after the race and he said he outbraked himself and he didn't think I wanted the position back. Oh well. So now I'm down into 5th position, speeding up the video again on lap 3. And I've got Boss just behind me trying to find a way round. He seems to have quite a fast car here, the same as Riot Box. My car seems to be understeering a bit through the corners, or I'm just not taking them right. So now Boss has found a way round on the outside, and fair enough, I give him room. There's no point challenging him into the braking zone. And he's got a bit of gravel on his tyre, trying to find a way around right box. So I'm just going to watch this, give him a little bump by accident, and then there's not enough room there, so I take to the grass just to give him enough room but don't gain any advantage. So now I'm watching their battle. He's having a bit of a curse for the straight. I know I've lost those positions, I can't get them back. They've got too much time on me on the corners. And Riot Box just getting something wrong, going off track, so I'm back up to 5th position behind Boss, using the rest of my curves up. Speeding up the video again. Getting a bit of DRS there, doesn't really help me much. Trying my hardest to get those corners right, but still there's a tiny bit of understeer, I'm not sure why. And now Boss just gets it sideways. That must be gutting, he's already been off once before. So now it's his second spin at least. So I'm up into 4th position. Alex is quite some way ahead of me, so I've quite clearly lost the race to him. I still know there's 3 drivers behind me that are faster, or have faster cars, or both. Up onto lap 5, Ewan sets the fastest lap. The right box is behind me now, gaining me at quite some pace. Lost connection to Adam Gonzalez. He was a replacement driver, I can't remember which team he was going for. Maybe he's replacing Will at HRT for that one. I'm thinking of going for my pit stop, making sure I get on the right tyre. And there's a Ferrari ahead of me in the pits, I presume that's Alex, because I think Nathan is quite far behind. On go the prime tyres. So I've got 7 laps for these tyres, that'd be quite easy to manage. Exiting the pits at 9th position, I've got X Shatter behind me, Boss ahead. As usual, not much going on in the second stint of the race. There's quite a few cars ahead of me in a group, hoping some of them are going to pit so I can get a couple of positions. So I don't usually finish as low as 9th. And someone's gone into the pits. It looks like Nathan. So Nathan's going for a late pit stop, maybe he's gone onto the option tyre. Not much going on lap 8, just holding 8th position. Nathan's some way behind. Just waiting to see if people ahead are going to pit for new tyres. Linevid and Bonehead are both pitting, so I'm up into 6th position for lap 9. And Bonehead catching me quite quickly through those twisting corners, so he's got quite a good handling car. Now he's getting up close to me. My car's so slow, just feeling horrible with the understeer. So I've taken to the left, not used my curves, and hoping he's going to use his curves and slipstream to get by easily. I don't want to challenge him since he was quite a lot faster in qualifying, but he didn't get by, so I took my normal line and then used a bit of curves. So I'm wondering when he's going to go past. I don't really want to challenge him, so I was both down. I'm sure he's going to finish ahead. I got him off for 4 laps. So he gets the DRS. And I've used the last of my curves, and he does get by. He's quite a good move into the first corner, so I'm happy with that. So I'm into 7th position on lap 10. It looks like this might be my finishing position. Bonehead quickly builds the gap, but then it all comes undone for him as he gets into the gravel. So that's the second time he's been off, similarly to Boss. That's going to be a gutting feeling. I'm sure he could have chased down Alex if he hadn't have had so much trouble. So now his focus again is trying to get the position back from me. And I'm wondering, can I hold him off for the last 3 laps? Do I want to try and let him by as easily as I did last time? Into lap 11. And I think he's got the DRS again. Maybe he's just out of range. Again, my car feeling really slow through these corners. I'm sure Bonehead's going to catch me easily enough. Just feels so understeery. Something in my setup was not working, and Bonehead just at the last moment went for the move, and I didn't really have enough time to react. So it's unfortunate coming together. Maybe he's being a little bit too aggressive, but he gave the position back, so that's very respectful. And unfortunately I had to wait a while to get the stability, even though I was only going straight forward. He's still right on my gearbox. Gives me a little tap under braking. Maybe he thought he saw a gap emerge. Maybe I braked a bit too late. My DRS is broken. Oh, that's my KERS is broken. I don't think it was going to help me much anyway. Bonehead is so much quicker. You can see it here as I brake and turn in. The car just doesn't want to go left, and Bonehead easily slips by and builds himself a gap immediately. I still don't know what was wrong with my setups. I had cars like this for quite a few races. Obviously there was something I was doing wrong, but I just couldn't nail it down. I used several different setups, but nothing worked. So on to lap 12, I've got DRS, but Bonehead's too far away. They call it Boss again. And just ahead of Bonehead there is Boss. They've had a battle before on this track through these corners. And now it's Bonehead's turn to try and find a clean way round, and he does it, getting along side by side on the inside, and he gets the move done. So 7th position looks like the place I'm going to be unless I can get Boss, but unless Boss has a huge problem, I doubt I'm going to get by him. Only one more complete lap to go. And again getting the DRS, but it's never helped me get an overtake. I'm expecting him to build a gap here as my car understeers, but it seems Boss has an understeering problem too, as the gap closes up a bit. So we're on the final lap, and I can't find a way around him. 7th position is the one I've got. And Ewan, I think, yes, he's won the race with the fastest lap on the last lap. Maybe cutting some corners as usual. And the final corner, leaving 2 wheels on track. Nice and consistently throughout the race. And little did I know, Boss had a 10-second time penalty, which put him down to 7th position, so I inherit 6. It was a pretty bad race for Bonehead, having been gone off twice. But he managed to claw his way back up to 5th position, so he did alright for himself, although really he just wants to beat Ewan. Boss had a pretty bad race too, being 4 positions down from his aim of being on the podium. Ewan had a good race, getting the win, and that was what he was aiming for. Right, Box got on the podium, that's what he wanted. I was up 1 position from 7th, so that's pretty much an average race for me. It'd be nice if I had a car that didn't understeer, then I could try and aim for a higher position. It was a good race for Alex, an uneventful one for him. In 4th position, that's 5 positions up from what he was going for. Mindved had a pretty poor race, down in 9th, after he was hit by, it looks like Jack at the start, just a lag tap. That's all they needed to upset him. And Jack had a good race for himself, up into his second position. I think that was one of his best races. Shatter down in 10th, he's not going to be happy with that, he was aiming for 6th. And Nathan did finish the race, so he met his goal, and he earned himself 4 points. Thanks for watching, I'll see you on the next race, which is South Korea.